Hello, and welcome to Presence Practice with Poonam and Parker. Hey, Poonam.
Hey, Parker.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you see that Kumar is back here. It's a little bit dark. He's a black dog, so he's sometimes, let's see if I can put some more light on him. See him? Huh. Tiny baby Kumar. And
our frequency holder.
He is. He's back there in complete stillness and acceptance of what is. Okay. He's holding his little monkey pet, fake pet. Anyway, so we have a topic today that comes up pretty frequently, which is staying conscious while socializing. Sometimes it comes up, how do I go to a party and I'm so anxiety ridden halfway in between it. And I came in and I was all happy and excited and talkative. And now I'm just like, I just want to go home. I'm exhausted and full of anxiety, right? And what do we know about anxiety, which is like too much future, too much projection, too much outside of our skin. Or how do I socialize when I have to go home and visit my family when there's a lot of shared history, especially that's been swept under the rug, sometimes for generations even, right? It just, this heaviness just resides with unresolved and unconsciousness, or just being around people that spend a lot of time unconscious. Let's say you work with a group of people that you see no signs of awareness, right? Of a reflective experience at all, let's say, right? We know that every single person is destined to come alive, right? To wake up. So here are some very practical tips for staying conscious while socializing. And Poonam, if you've got some to add too, let's just make a list. So here's one: sit with empty pauses. If you're listening intently to a person and when they are empty, you cannot respond right away. Sit with the pause and put your attention inside of your body and away from your thinking mind. If someone is speaking and we notice that we're planning our answer in our head, or we're assuming what they're going to say next, then bring your attention slowly back. Just put your attention on your breath. You're still paying attention to them until your attention is behind their words, which means that you don't have any idea what's even the next syllable coming out of their mouth is. And then you can pay attention to the spaces in between words or sentences. That stillness is always there. Behind, and let's say there's a monotonous sound that's going on, loudness, someone's playing a violent video game around you, or something that doesn't feel peaceful. We can just let the sound be and not call it peaceful or not bad or good. And then we get up and move, maybe we go somewhere else, but we don't need the story to take us there, right? The complaining mind may come in. So you can leave a party and have the same amount of energy when you entered the party, because you didn't burn up anything playing roles or competing or comparing or seeking some outcome. You could just be fine with everything the way it is, and fine with everyone the way they are. Someone could be having a total pain body attack and your body is not reactive. Just leave it alone. We recognize it compassionately as unconsciousness. We know how that feels. I think every human has known what it feels to be absolutely nuts at least a few times, right? To just be completely taken over and how much suffering that is. And so we can offer compassion for it. And the most loving thing I think that we can do is just give spaciousness to that. So we can recognize that there's no other moment that will be more satisfactory than this moment in the greater experience of things. Always seeking the next thing, getting wrapped up in someone else's seeking the next thing. And of course, anxiety will appear. I want to say that there's a lot of, I have a very dense family history, lots of complicated, and I have not went and worked any of it out with anybody. In the end, it's very seductive, especially if we're going to be around family sometimes where there may be a history there or some reactivity or there's like a pattern dance of bickering or something. Then we can get sucked back into that, it seems like, again and again and again, and we'll keep doing that. And the mind might say, well, let me go figure this out. Let me go analyze why this is happening. But it's never taken me any closer to peace to figure it out. We can just drop the whole thing. See our reactivity. Don't let it be a marathon game where the next ego pattern of guilt and shame pick it up. Drop it. We just drop it. We stay ignorant to the why. And of course, I will always recommend breath practice. Stepping back into that over and over and over again. And there are some breath practices on this channel. I think there's even a whole playlist, right, Sooner, for breath work. All we need to do is notice. And sometimes the mind will go far down the path and we've really worked up a lot of reactivity. We might even be arguing with someone, or we might even be, far down with a whole storyline and our whole body's just reactive, right? And then we might need to call someone and peel it back. I'm not saying that that might not be a necessary step for a lot of people. And we can just drop it. We no longer are identified with what we're getting out here. We're not getting anything. We just show up where we need to be next. Choiceless. This is where I know I need to be next. We're not getting anything out of it. We're not achieving anything. So what if you say, well, I'm going to go to this barbecue get together. There's someone I'd like to be connected with that's there. You can have the desire to say, I see that this desire, let me call it something else for the Buddhist, because this is dropping desires. We could feel the calling for it, and it would be the story making that makes it into the seeking, the wanting. This thing will happen, and if this thing happens, this will happen. My life will be improved in this way. People will see me this way. Or we can say, oh, I very much would like to meet this person, and maybe there's something there, and drop it. And then if it's to unfold, it will unfold without any extra effort. And so we're still leaving that party, still the same energy level, not spent in the least. I was holding back that cough and I noticed it. So thank you. I'm not going to edit this because I'm going to ask Poonam. Hey, Poonam, this is a pretty good one. Staying conscious while socializing or while being around other people.
What I would say is what Eckhart says about just moving, not just social occasions, just moving about in the world. He says that he's a field of presence, and then that field of presence is going to the grocery store. And he says that he loves interacting with people, so he will not leave a person without even, I mean, at least say something to them, like, how are you doing? How's the weather, or whatever it may be, right? Like if he's talking on the phone, he says he will not leave the person without personalizing the conversation, right? So I feel that is what we are here to enjoy, be that field of spaciousness and be, enjoy wherever we are placed. And this may be, like, I remember in 2016 when you took me to that place right before Eckhart's talk for a lunch, actually it was a dinner, right? And they were all entirely new people to me. I've never been to Colorado and I don't know these people, but just because they were Eckhart followers, they were very open. So they openly received me into their home. And it was very heartwarming, that whole experience of eating a meal, sitting with strangers, having a conversation, doing the dishes, cleaning up the place, and leaving for Eckhart's talk, right? So that's all that is needed. It's like if somebody sits next to you, have a conversation. If you have nothing to give an input about, don't give the input. Just experience it, right? Experience the noises, experience the dishes clanking. Look how the host arranged everything, right, in the house, that they cleaned up the home. They arranged everything properly, like all the dishes were placed properly. There were cutlery for everyone. Everything was placed. Placemats were placed. How neatly they arranged everything, right? Made sure the dessert was placed a certain way. Appreciate, that's gratitude, right? Appreciation, that's what Eckhart says in his talk, Transcendence Through Stillness. Appreciation of wherever we are, that's all that is needed. And we don't have to make that into a means to an end. If something came out of it, then it comes out. If it doesn't need to come out, it won't. And that's okay. But all we need to do is be this field of spaciousness and experience the experience. That's what we are here for on Earth, right? On Earth School.
Yes. Yes. I want to say about that dinner, one of the beautiful things that happened is it was a potluck, but it was unplanned. Everyone bring whatever you want to bring. And it ended up being a perfectly balanced meal, just intuitively, without any planning or efforting. Everyone brought something that complemented the next thing, and it was a delicious gathering. I'm glad you brought that up. It's a nice example. So I think that's good for this video, don't you? I think we're done. What do you think, Kumar?
I think we're good. Thank you,
Okay.
Parker.
Okay.